My name is Dan Knight, and I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. Had problems with alcohol and drug abuse, and last year I had a stroke. And so I was talking to my friend Roger Lewis, who'd been trying to get me to record for 20 years, and I said, I'm not in the mood to record again. Then after the stroke, I said, now might be a good time to pay the Lord back for all the favors He gave me.
Look in the eyes of a child. See them watching you, what they know about the world. They learn from things you do. So be careful before you speak, and beware of things you do. For how the world will be tomorrow is up to you.
Welcome to Audio Works recording studio here in Hendersonville.
We've had a great time here.
Yeah, we have. We just wrapped up a week of recording.
Great session, great players.
Dan, you've already talked about growing up in South Carolina. You and I met in 1977 at a recording studio. Right.
Florence, South Carolina.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the time you and I met, I was a college student.
Yeah, I was an engineer for Seaboard Coastline Railroad.
We really do have a history and
a long friendship.
yeah, and
Great
I think that's the way songs are. These songs, you know, the hardest thing than working, whether you're a producer or an art, whatever you do, is to try to really find the right songs for the right artist, the right timing, and all of that.
I came to Nashville in like 1982.
Yeah, because I was here when you came here. Yeah.
I did the Louisiana Hayride in Shreveport in February the 4th, 1982.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Nashville, and I went to work with Furlan Husky, playing steel guitar for Furlan.
All this time, though, you were still writing songs in the background.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking about it, and I keep saying, Doc, why don't you come up and cut? And then you had your stroke.
Fortunately, I'm not handicapped or having to learn how to use parts of my body again. It has affected me mentally, though. My memory's gone down to tubes.
It certainly hasn't affected your songwriting.
But it hasn't affected my singing either, which is good.
Not at all.
And I said, well, I had got out pretty lucky and didn't have a death issue here. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and cut the gospel album while I've got time and health to do it. And so that's why I'm here now.
Between the two of us, we've really picked 10 great songs for this new CD.
Mine aren't really gospel songs, they're message songs.
Yeah.
I've lived them, I've been through it, I've seen how I got here, and thank God I lived through it.
Your son,
that's Alan, my son.
Is Alan playing at all?
Yeah, Alan's a good player. He plays ukulele, he plays guitar.
Right.
And when Daddy died, Alan met me at the funeral and played it for it that night. And it was really a lot of fun.
And you wrote a song about it.
Yeah. Daddy played the guitar, and he had an old K guitar that he was pretty decent at, but he would never play for anybody. If anybody ever come over to the house, he kept it in the closet. He wouldn't bring it out. And I always thought he was Chet Atkins. You know, he was great. And so I wrote a song that was talking about me watching him play and wishing I could play like he did.
Yeah, and what were the old songs in the lyrics you named?
Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain and Wabash Cannonball.
But you said a line in there about how it feels now for you to play and have your own son.
Yeah, I said tonight at the funeral that I had sang at his funeral the night he passed away.
Yeah.
A few of those old gospel songs he taught me how to play.
Yeah.
And I know he was looking down and his heart was filled with pride to see my son play it by my side.
Wow.
Because he would have loved that.
Blue blue eyes crying in the rain and the Wabash cannonball. I was so impressed how he knew them all. Folsom Prison Blues and I Walk the Line are just a few that always come to mind. You've given me so many talents. For years I've squandered them away. I believe that you know I'm sorry. It's not much, but it's all I know to say. If you'll give me a little more time, Lord, my debt I promise to repay. I'm sorry that I've let you down so many times. It's not much, but it's all I know to say.
You bought a steel guitar.
One of the first lies I told my ex-wife was I got the steel guitar that morning before she went to school, and I said, when you get home this afternoon, I'll be playing this. And that was the first lie I ever told her, because that's been 40 years and I still can't really play it.
Well, you had a dobro.
Well, the steel didn't make any sense. It was tuned in E9 chromatic, and which was way off from a dobro.
Right.
I stepped on two pedals by accident. It sounded like Pass Me By, and I went crazy.
Oh, wow, that double fours on that intro,
Yeah, so I went, whoa, this might be something to work on here.
Yeah. So your first steel guitar was 77, and what was it?
It was a little Showbud Maverick.
Yeah.
I was mowing the grass one day at the church, and this old lady came up to the graveyard to put flowers on the graves for Memorial Day. And I saw her, and so I went to a different section of the churchyard to give her some privacy. And I got to watching her. She couldn't hardly walk. I got to watching her place the flowers in the little vase there by the stone. She was like she was arranging them. And I had a granddaughter, Madison, that was almost 8 years old, and her daddy had just died about 3 weeks before her birthday. And I wrote that song about this old lady, and then Madison being that old lady just had got old, and about the different family members that had died.
I saw an old lady with flowers in her hand. She was bent and weak and could hardly stand. She placed the pretty flowers in the vase there by the stone, watered them with silver tears from the loved ones dead and gone. God gave us a memory so we could carry on until we're all together around the great white throne. They're standing by the golden gate to welcome her home. She'll never spend another day alone.
And then you bring out this one song that's R&B, and it's just got a groove, and we fell into it. And it didn't start that way. Initially, it was supposed to be a country song.
Originally, it started off as a country song.
Yeah, but we took it to a different level, and it's going to be your title cut.
I shouldn't tell this how I wrote the song, but I was playing in a gospel band, a country band, and they wanted me to come to a homecoming at their Baptist church and sing. And I said, I'd love to. And I got home that night and I was trying to remember some gospel songs to sing the next day.
Yeah.
Didn't have a hymn book and didn't have internet back then to look up the words.
Yeah.
And so about 3:30 in the morning, I'm sitting there about drunk and I'm going, Lord, I don't know no songs to sing. So I wrote the song Through It All.
Yeah.
And it was a little embarrassing to sing it the next day, where I said, I've tried it all from pills to alcohol and everything they'd sell me in between, but it was the truth.
Yeah.
And thank goodness we got a good cut on it. I'm happy with
Well,
it.
we did.
Hello, Lord. This is me. Back down on my knees and begging you to help me once again. So many times I've let you down. It's a wonder you're around to reach out now and save a dying man. I guess I'll never know what makes you love me so, and why you're always there through it all. You were always standing by to catch me when, and you were always there through it all. Yes, you were always there through it all.
Hoping to do some like prayer meetings or men's or women's services and stuff at church to give a testimony and to hopefully spread my message through my songs and my testimony and how I got to this point in life. Prayer does work and brings miracles in your life. I just want to be an example this year of not the example of what it looks like to be messed up, but proof that you can get through it. And God does love you.